Hello everyone, you are watching a research proposal presentation prepared by Lo Yongjie, Ying Wei Guan, and me, Wong Kai Ming. The title of our research proposal is An Overview on Trend of 3D Printing Technology in Terms of Technology, Material, Software, and Example Buildings. In construction industry, 3D printing technology is introduced for the past decade, and it had allowed the buildings to be constructed in the fraction of time and cost compared to traditional construction method. It's also known as the additive manufacturing, which create physical objects from a geometrical representation by successive addition of materials. Although 3D printing had brought lots of advantages to the construction industry, but the problem is, can it really become an alternative to traditional construction techniques in future? Next, to which aspect really it can replace the current existing traditional construction technique? In this research proposal, we will discuss the trend of approaching 3D printing techniques in construction industry and also how the 3D printing technique is used in construction projects. The purpose of conducting this research is to identify the current trend of 3D printing technique applied in the construction industry and present the current achievements in the field of 3D printing of buildings and building components. The objective of this research is ascertaining data set from the known analysis of publication related to 3D printing technique in construction industry and identifying the advantages of using 3D printing techniques by analyzing the trend of application and sample existing buildings. Next, by reviewing more than 35 literatures, we found that the main 3D printing technologies currently used in construction industry can be divided into four, which are the mini builders, the mesh mold technology, contour crafting, and binder jetting. For the 3D printing materials, the main materials used are cement-based materials such as concrete, granular blast furnace slag such as silica film, fly ash, and rock powder, as well as air mixture such as super plasticizer and retarding air mixture. The software commonly used is Autodesk Investor, which allows the designer to transfer their concept and creativity drawings into a 3D model before the building is printed. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Ding Wei Guan. Okay, let me talk about the research methodology that we use. We have reviewed the literature with topic related to the 3D printing technique, especially related to the field of the construction. There are more than 30 literatures we have reviewed and filtered to study. We are using Google Form to create a multiple choice question for the online survey, and this question were answered by the people with construction background. The scope of this research proposal is to identify the trend of 3D printing in construction industry as well as review the example printed building and building component that exist. There are some limitations were found when the researcher were conducting in this research proposal. Failed to collect an accurate data as research of the quarantine activity. Unable to review some reliable literatures as they were retreats unless the researcher himself accessed through the financial support. Failed to acquire some advice software license to further analysis the collected data. And insufficient time to conduct the research. And also the response collected cannot be proved with honesty. And this is the expected outcome. This photo has shown the trend of publication output over the years, which is from 1997 to 2016. And there are a lot of advantages of 3D printing technique in construction industry, which is they can complete a building with the assistance of one printer operator only, and to decrease the need of large demand of crews to produce the building components such as concrete wall. to reduce injury, using the less time to finish the building compared to the traditional method, reduce the cost of waste due to less waste produced, and also transfer the digital design into the physical design directly. And that's all for my part. Thank you.
My name is Luo Yongjie. Firstly, I will introduce about the example of 3D printing application in building industry. The first example is Cannon House in the Amsterdam. The building is constructed by the Touch Designing Company. The components of the house are printed by the giant 3D printer called Kammermaker. Touch Designing Company want to prove that the component of the house can be printed directly on the site and can eliminate building waste and minimize the cost of the transport. The second example is Vincent Company buildings. The component of the house will be fabricated and assembled on site, and the estimated cost of the building is $4,800. Furthermore, they had printed the highest building, which were 5-story buildings. The third example is Office of the Future in Dubai. The building structural component, fixture, interior furniture, and all the detailing are produced by the printer. The 2,700 square foot structure provides space for up to 16 people, and it only took 17 days to print and 2 days to install on site at a cost of $140,000. Lastly, the example is the world's largest 3D printed bridge in China. The bridge is spanned 26.3 meters with a width of 3.6 meters. The bridge was printing piece by piece, which took 450 hours and 44 3D printed concrete units to construct. Next, I will talk about the conclusion. This paper is aimed to research can the traditional technology replaced by the 3D printing technology. The technology of 3D printing system has the advantage of increased flexibility in the design innovation of models. Moreover, the additive and admixture that add into the cement or mortar mixture can increase the workability when construct a building. In the survey, results show that the 3D printing can replace the traditional method in the future of Malaysia. Moreover, I will talk about the research novelty. There are some recommendations for the future researcher. The future researchers are recommended to have a contact with the world-famous 3D printing technique companies such as 3D System Code and Photolabs. Then the future researchers are recommended to obtain a reliable and updated source. Lastly, the future researchers are recommended to have a further study on the software used in the 3D printing technique and existing construction software. Lastly, research framework clearly shows that the research from start to end. Thank you. That's all.